Greetings Internet, DDA here, and welcome to another set of Store Showdown Championship matches, this time coming from JAF Comics in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Featured again our previous champion, Logan, who we had a back-to-back Store Showdown weekend between Portal and JAF. Logan here featured again on his Han Green, fresh off coming as the champion of the Portal Showdown. Here again in the top 4 match between Dave's Obi-Wan ECL. And I do apologize for the glare that's on the cards. I might fix that in post. But yes, that is a Obi-Wan ECL deck that Dave specifically made to combat this Han meta that we're in, and him and I have talked a lot about this deck that he's running. Of course, Obi-Wan, kind of a sleeper personality on release. His power doesn't seem like it adds a lot to the blue-green Force decks, but it can be quite significant, and mostly Obi-Wan has extreme synergy with the General Riken card. Of course, works great with ECL to double buff the Obi-Wan and make him a 7/9 on deploy. Very, very strong. So we are going to see some interesting plays here. Starting out, Logan has initiative, opening with the Spark of Rebellion, revealing a General's Blade, and I apologize, I didn't see any of the other cards there due to the glare. Not sure what he discarded there, but it looks like Dave drew into a resupply and a Force is with me, not having a turn 1 play after that Spark of Rebellion. Gonna see the resupply starting out here with Ramp, and Logan responding with a Tech. Gonna have to see, that is the classic turn 2 Tech play with Han, likely going into a turn 3 DJ. We may see that, but I'm sure that Dave is going to have some kind of a response to the potential DJ play. If we see the Han power here, we know we're likely going to get the DJ. Looks like Dave has a General's Blade and a Riken in hand, but we're going to actually see the R2 unit. So it looks like Logan does not have the DJ. We're going to see the R2 unit dropping down the Marauder, likely setting up for a potential Marauder play to get an extra resource. R2, the yellow R2, of course, one of the greatest cards that all hero yellow decks have gotten in order to cycle your hand and set up discard pile combos. Dave is going to do the General's Blade on the Queel, and Logan is going to respond for 2 damage into the base with the Tech. So getting an early General's Blade, of course, Queel, not a Force user, not going to get the effect of General's Blade, but just having that big unit on board for board control is something that Dave loves doing with this Obi-Wan deck. It's just a way for you to control the field a little bit, going into the Obi-Wan flip turn, and in order for you to kind of safely establish your Obi-Wan on the board. So this is the double flip turn. Dave is on 6 and Han is on 5, so of course Han can flip on 5 with his power. Dave on 6 can flip as well, so we are going to see a lot of action on this turn. Going to see the Queel into the Echo-based Defender, and then Logan responding with the R2 unit on the Queel in order to finish off that Queel, getting the discard on the Battlefield Marine and the draw there. I'm going to flip Obi-Wan, establish that Sentinel, and potentially set up for, of course, that Riken play that's in hand. ECL is looming, and 5 damage is great to answer Tech and DJ. A great play coming out here on this flip turn. So we're going to have to see what Logan plans on doing this turn. Going to see the Smuggle Falcon for 5. Logan, not ideal plays here from the Han player. just playing kind of a little bit slower than you would hope to in this mid-range base race that we are surely in. Going to see the ECL Riken to take out the tech. An excellent play here from the Obi-Wan. Take the 3 damage, but set yourself up for a huge swing here with Obi-Wan, healing the Riken and damaging the Falcon. So pushing in really big numbers here over on the Obi-Wan side, setting up that Sentinel that the Han decks and green decks specifically, green-yellow decks, can't really answer a big leader like that. Of course, Bamboozle would be the card that you would hope for. In this matchup, Bamboozle is an excellent card against the green-blue Force decks because of all the equipment and the experience and the potential shields. The whole archetype is playing. Gonna see the General's Blade here on Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan just is a monster right now. A monster 10-12 there, and also a Jedi, so activating the power of General's Blade. Surely we're going to see a massive turn here for the Obi-Wan deck. We have not seen the Han flip yet, and that is because there is just this monster Sentinel that is sitting in the ground arena, and Han would just deploy and not do much. So Logan did see the Luke Skywalker unit there. Not sure if that Luke Skywalker is going to be able to do much. Even at -6/-6 to an empty board, it would just reduce damage, and then Riken is going to then buff Obi-Wan again this turn. Kind of these blue-green Force decks kind of have this cascading buff train that they roll. Obi-Wan does it with Riken, and Luke does it with Rose. So there is a lot of buffs just going taller and taller and taller on the Obi-Wan side. And if you don't answer the units, it gets out of hand kind of quickly, as we're seeing here. So Logan is going to try to push in some damage here in space with that Falcon, getting the Ezra Greedo as well, potentially just trying to do some damage to Obi-Wan, but we're going to see the Riken attack base push in here and start to end the game in this mid-range base race. So Logan on 7, Obi-Wan on 7 as well, pushing in for 11 damage on the Obi-Wan. Just crazy damage there. Oh, is that 11? No, it's actually 10 damage. 10 damage. Just insane numbers pushing with this Obi-Wan deck. Ending the game before Logan is able to get out those home ones and walkers, flooding the board, surely ending the game on the next phase. So being at 25 HP, of course, is a little bit risky against some matchups, but the ability for the Obi-Wan deck to stabilize on the flip turn with that Sentinel and then having that huge tall strategy. We have not even seen the Han flip yet, and we maybe not even see it this game. Just craziness. Logan not able to just bring out Han at all with that massive Sentinel. Gonna see the Leia, I assume. Yep, the Leia on Obi-Wan saved 10 damage, actually 11 damage with Riken. But yes, gonna swing in here again for 5, getting Logan up to 26. This is it right here. I think he does have lethal on board. But Logan does have that Sentinel. The Echo-based defender is going to save himself from lethal this turn. Trading with that Battlefield Marine. But it is just one action. Either Riken or Obi-Wan will end the game. Dave is sitting at 10 HP on his base. Playing a card on the top there. It looks like a Queel with a Hotshot Blaster. No, it can't be a Hotshot Blaster. Has to be a General's Blade. Yeah, Queel with a General's Blade to end the game there for 5 damage. Crazy game 1. Going to the Obi-Wan, and this is kind of what I was talking about in the beginning. These blue-green Force decks just do a great job of stabilizing in the mid game in different ways. Obi-Wan with his huge Sentinel. Logan was just not able to get in there at all with any of his units. And it's a very uphill battle there. Going into this game, too, Logan's got to be thinking about how he's going to have to deal with that Obi-Wan unit. Again, Bamboozle, one of the greatest answers, although I don't think Logan was running Bamboozle in the version of this Han list. Yep, so I don't think he mentioned after the tournament and the video that this match made him want to add Bamboozle back into his sideboard. That's definitely apparent after watching Game 1. And I know, having played Dave's Obi-Wan deck a few times with some of my other decks, Bamboozle is always key in that matchup. So it looks like both players are sideboarding here. Dave looks like he's taking out Fell the Dragon, which is interesting. Maybe thinking that he can just push in aggro and doesn't need to play that control game. Push in aggro and not have to worry about any removal. A little scary, though, to take out Fell the Dragon against Han, because Han Green just has a ton of targets that Fell the Dragon could take out. Han unit comes to mind. Home One, Walkers. There are a lot of units that Han Green plays. So while Dave definitively won Game 1, if the Han player was able to take out Obi-Wan and able to stabilize, that Fell the Dragon might be significant. So just a few actions away. I'm sure Dave is tasting victory with how well Game 1 went. That's probably one of the quickest matches I've ever seen someone defeat a Han Green. Usually with the 7 ramp turn and the ramp in general of the Han Green, the games just become very, very grindy. But just a quick showing the aggressive nature of the way that Dave has built this Obi-Wan deck, filled with all those buffs and just so aggressive. So we're going to see the resources coming out here. Resource on Cody. And the perilous position. Open up here, Spark of Rebellion from Logan, discarding, I'm assuming, perilous position. That would be what I would go for. Oh no, he kept the perilous position. So I wonder what he did. Maybe he discarded the General's Blade. Maybe he had a General's Blade in his hand and he was just tired of facing off against the General's Blade. Throwing down the Echo-based Defender, a great answer to Queel, but seeing the perilous position here, allowing the Queel to answer the Echo-based Defender cleanly and not perish and get the draw on Ayla. Of course, one of the Dave and I talked about this Obi-Wan deck. One of the main reasons that he likes Obi-Wan and the blue-green archetype, Force archetype into the Han meta is Ayla. The Ayla ECL cleanly answers Han leader, regardless of your board state. She survives. It's nice to get coordinate off and have her not take damage, but either way, she survives and cleanly answers Han leader on the 5 flip turn. So it's something that you can slow play into, and it's definitely something to think about. But we're going to see the ambush Coruscant Guard with the Queel, with the Echo-based draw, taking out the Ezra and limiting the card advantage of the Han deck. Great plays here by Dave, just showing that he's going to limit the Han deck's card advantage going into the mid-game now. Unfortunate that Dave was not able to ramp this game, because Han is going to be able to get out faster than Obi-Wan this game. But given the board state and where we are with the board, It's pretty clean and looking good for Obi-Wan, but we're going to see the Spark of Rebellion here. Lots of goodies on the Obi-Wan side. I wonder what he discarded there. Did he have a... I can't remember what he discarded. I apologize. Can't remember what that fourth card was, but we are going to see the Echo Base Defender defending the ground arena against the Han deploy that is surely about to come out. Han going to flip, and then Logan is going to have 5 resource available. Wonder what we're going to see for that 5 resource. Maybe a tech, maybe a Marauder. We are going to have to see. But here comes Han, surely going to take out that Echo Base Defender. It looks like Logan does have Home 1 in his hand, but not going to help him yet. Going up to 5 resource, and Han taking 4 damage from the Echo Base Defender. So, of course, Queel does cleanly answer Han unit on, oh, wow. Logan not able to spend any of those 5 resources. That is a huge issue. Wow, it is looking amazing for Dave and his Obi-Wan deck. Logan not able to utilize any of the 5 resources that he just ramped up to on the Han flip turn. That is a lot of expenditure for very little on the Han side. We're going to have to see if Dave can take advantage of that off-curve deploy from the Han player, destroying 2 resources, and that Queel is staring at Han and surely about to answer Han leader. He does have Hu Yang and a General's Blade in his hand. On the 6th turn, that means he can Hu Yang General's Blade. Oh, wow, the ECL. The ECL Hu Yang. Huge plays here. Oh, wait, is that a regional? No, that's a Queel, right? So, gonna see the Kira, surely gonna name General's Blade there, as it is his only play that he's doing this turn, and saves Logan a ton of damage, as well as the buff on Obi-Wan, which is, he is coming out. Yeah, I do apologize for the glare. The lighting at this store is less than ideal for recording. I tried my best, but the glare is difficult to manage with the way that the store sets up its lighting. So is that a regional governor? That is actually a regional governor. That's why he ECL'd there. Okay, so I was actually incorrect. That wasn't a Queel. That's a regional governor. Again, the glare is making it difficult, but yeah. So it makes sense. The ECL there to answer Han to prevent the 7 resource, because obviously Logan is at 6 right now. Dave wanted to prevent that ramp to 7 because Han loves their ramp to 7. Oh, okay, yeah. So trading into the Kira, turning on the General's Blade so he can buff his Obi-Wan leader after the Kira leaves play. So Han going into the 7 resource turn, as well as Obi-Wan going into the 7 resource turn. Logan is now ramping up to 8 and surely going to play that home 1 from his hand for 8, showing the versatility of Han and the abilities that he has to pick and choose the cards that he plays each turn, able to jump up, burn a card from hand, and jump up to 8 resource to play that home 1. So going to come in here for some damage with Obi-Wan, and then we're going to surely see the home 1. Yep, there's the home 1. Going to grab that Echo Base Defender, I am sure. Either that or Falcon for the 1 heal and push in. I think both are good plays. You always have to consider that you are 5 HP up on ECL decks. So I could see both of these as good plays. Like go full space with the Falcon with the heal. I could see that. I think that's great. Likewise, he can go the Echo Base if he's afraid of the damage. I think both. Yes, I think this is the right call here by Logan. Push in for the damage and get that immediate heal. Dave is going to play the U-Wing reinforcement, so hopefully fishing for some space units to answer the home 1 onslaught that is happening right now. We do see a Obi-Wan's Aether Sprite in the choices, and as well as a General Riken. So he could just go for face and buff Obi-Wan and just run in the ground arena with Riken. That is a possibility. He also could hard play the Aether Sprite for the potential home 1 Falcon answer. Both are good options, but it looks like he's going to choose to just go for base and buff Obi-Wan and go for his tall strategy and decide to base race this Han Green deck with the Riken and the buff on Obi-Wan. So we got ourselves an interesting game 2 here. A lane dodged base race with the Han player going space, the Obi-Wan deck with the lockdown on the ground arena, making his Obi-Wan taller and taller with General Riken. This is surely going to be an interesting Game 2, an end to this Game 2 match. So the one thing the Obi-Wan deck does have is he does have pings, even though Logan has lane dodged him. He does have pings from Obi-Wan that he can do and potentially take out that home 1. But we're going to have to see what happens. Firing in the Riken here for 5 damage on the base and buffing Obi-Wan. And with the Surprise Strike 10 damage home 1. Surprise Strike 10 damage home 1 is a massive play for the 10 damage and the 2 heal on the home 1. Huge. One of my favorite plays, Surprise Strike. It's just so clean, right? The number 10 is just a beautiful number to put on your opponent's base. And when you Surprise Strike home 1 for 10, it feels so good. So Logan sitting at 12. The Obi-Wan is now at 2 experience and a General's Blade. So that is 9 damage from the Obi-Wan. And I think we were discussing whether or not he healed from the home 1. And yes, I was actually wondering that because I didn't see Logan heal from the home 1 there. And I think we were just all discussing, because we were all watching this match, whether or not he healed from the home 1. And that was correct there, that he had not healed from the home 1 there. But going to hard play the Luke Skywalker unit here to reduce the damage. Just reduce the damage, and Logan attacking just for 1 heal, but pushing in with Obi-Wan leader here for 9 damage, and then the 1 damage ping to take out the Falcon. Great plays here by Dave to take out that Falcon with the Luke Skywalker unit. -3/-3. Excellent plays here by Dave, showing that he has a high amount of Obi-Wan experience here, knowing how to sequence and use that Obi-Wan ping to the greatest ability. If you were a new Obi-Wan player, you might not see that line with the Luke Skywalker, but just seeing great top level play here from both players. Gonna see the U-Wing on the Han side of things, still having that home 1 up, likely thinking the home 1 is safe, although home 1 is actually not safe because we are a timely Aether Sprite away from a dead home 1. But we shall see what Logan pulls here. Gonna pull the Falcon and the Greedo. Interesting. A Falcon Greedo. And I saw a tech in there. I wonder why he didn't play any other units. Huh. Interesting. Likely thinking that they just didn't matter. I'm not really sure, though. That tech, maybe he wanted the Greedo specifically, but he could have teched there. I'm a little confused by that decision. Logan will have to let me know in the comment section. But pushing in home 1 here, 5 damage left on the Obi-Wan side, really close. Oh no. Not attacking with Obi-Wan first here, and not getting the restore from Luke Skywalker. Logan has 2 resources up, and that's the surprise strike. That's a surprise strike victory for Logan on Han. Wow. All Dave needed to do was attack with Luke Skywalker first. Tensions are high in this top 4 match. Logan being the reigning champion of the JAF Store Showdown and just having come off of his win at the Portal Store Showdown. Tensions are high, and misplays happen when tensions are high. That is extremely unfortunate. With such a clean win in Game 1 and Game 2 being a nail-biter, Logan had almost the exact damage he needed to end the game there in that space onslaught that he was doing with Home 1. All Dave needed to do was attack with Luke Skywalker there, and he had the game on lock. Unfortunate. I know I've been talking to Dave about this match, and I'm sure over the next couple days after this, he had been dreaming of that play. Seeing the Game 2 slip away, going into Game 3, of course, one of the most important things that you can do in a competitive setting, one of the worst things that you can do, is getting tilted by a misplay or tilted by a brick. Like if you don't draw a turn 1 play, or you don't draw what you need in a certain matchup, the worst thing that you could do is tilt yourself and start to make mistakes in subsequent matches. Hopefully Dave can shake off that mistake and shake off that loss of Game 2 and close out here in Game 3. And we will see. But you can see that Obi-Wan has an incredible ability to combat the Han Solo decks. We are surely in a Han Solo meta, so we are seeing how well the Obi-Wan deck holds up to Han Solo and is able to hang in this Han Solo meta. So if you were asking yourself, is there an Obi-Wan deck out there? Is Obi-Wan tier 1? I think we are seeing the ability of Obi-Wan here. The ability to buff leaders. Of course, one of the weaknesses of the Han yellow deck is it doesn't have a clean answer to leaders. Unlike blue decks that can rivals fall, there's really no clean answer that yellow or green deck can do to a leader. So when you have a monster tall sentinel in the ground arena, it's something that you can kind of count on and slow play a little bit. And one of the main reasons why this Obi deck is good against Han. But we're going to see the turn 1 Ezra playing a little bit more aggressive on the Han side. Logan is doing that turn 1 3-drop play, burning the Falcon. Surely we will see that Falcon come back and haunt us later in the game. Going to see the Regional Governor here. I'm assuming Regional Governor on tech makes sense. Makes the most sense to me, but we are going to see the Ezra take out on Battlefield Marine, clean trade on Battlefield Marine there. Likely Dave wanted to get in that Regional Governor on tech before Logan had a chance to trade with the Ezra. Potentially, wow, and the replay of Ezra, super slow play here by Logan, not developing the board at all, just healing the Ezra, with Dave doing an off-curve play that was the Regional Governor. Potentially, that is not as slow of a play as it could be. We'll have to see how the rest of the mid-game develops as Dave opens up with a Battlefield Marine. Resupply on Han is massive, so this gives Han a potential deploy this turn. This is the first time that Logan was able to resupply in this match. Yep, we are going to see the Han power after a double Battlefield Marine from Dave, so we are going to get the flip on the third turn in the game on the Han Solo. Going to surely play a control-y game here, get rid of that Regional Governor on tech, and then get the Ezra takeout on the Battlefield Marine as well. Looks like Logan likes what he sees there on top. Are we going to see the 3 resources? No. We will not see the 3 resource spent, but just getting that Han leader out 2 turns earlier than normal is massive for tempo. And Dave does have that perilous position in hand that he can use to exhaust the Han leader, which he is probably going to be his first action here, to prevent another 7 turn from the Han. The Han has to burn 2 resources, going to 6 resources. So we are going to see the ECL here for 5. Ayla takes out Han. That is what the play that I mentioned in the beginning of the game. And then the change of heart here on Battlefield Marine. This is massive. Using all 6 resources, this is the play that you want to do with change of heart. That is the double unit kill with change of heart is a huge swing to the board. Really, really big here. Huge swings over on the Han side. Getting that early deploy and then the change of heart. Han is going to be on 7 resource on the Obi flip. And with that Han unit in hand currently, alongside of Ezra, we could be seeing a clean answer to Han unit. Oh, I don't know. Dave could have opened Perilous there on the Ezra to save his Obi-Wan, knowing... Well, he does have the General's Blade, which gets him out of the Han threshold. So that is one thing. We do still have that Perilous. So Obi-Wan is currently sitting at 7-10 with 3 damage, 7 HP, gets him out of the Han threshold. So, and we are going to see the U-Wing here. Yeah, potentially he could have opened up with the Perilous on the Ezra there. Not sure if that was better or not. We'll have to see where that Perilous goes after this U-Wing. I'm assuming we're going to see, yeah, Echo-based Defender, of course. The only thing that's unfortunate, we're going to see the Kira. Surely on Perilous position there to prevent the Perilous this turn. Oh no, he actually named Riken. Okay. Going for the long, grindy game. Going for the long, grindy game there. Okay. Yep, so then we, of course, then saw the Obi-Wan play. I'm a little confused by that. So he did get the -2 on the Echo base, and then did an Obi-Wan ping there to take out the Echo base. And then we are going to see the home one to grab the Echo base Defender again. Home one of the greatest cards in Green Hero. Just a monster card. Obi-Wan into the Echo-based Defender, going up to 5 damage and pinging. Who's he going to ping, though? Oh, it looks like... I'm assuming he forgot the ping. Yeah, because Obi-Wan cleanly took out Echo Base there, so he didn't need to ping the Echo Base. So I'm not sure where that ping went. It looks like it was a missed trigger. He did heal Obi-Wan, I think. But I think that ping should have went somewhere there. But he's going to drop down the Riken to just buff. To buff Obi-Wan. Interesting. Yeah, so I don't know what that Kira is on then. If he just played Riken there. Han unit cleanly answers Obi-Wan. Huge plays here. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if Dave did Perilous on the Ezra there instead of trying to save it. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably not. Yeah, I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other with that, honestly. But where you're going to see the timely from Smuggle for the Obi-Wan's Ether Sprite to cleanly answer the home one. It is an even trade, but it is going to prevent that 7 damage in base and then the healing. So, unfortunate. Just a really, really expensive removal spell there from the Obi-Wan side. Basically, a really expensive Fell the Dragon from the Obi-Wan there. So Han, having control of the board, this is the time that Han Green flourishes in the match when you get to this hyper late game and you start dropping the home ones and the walkers. This is the time for Han to really take over here. And me knowing Dave's list, going to see the Force is with me into the Han unit for 7 damage, actually. Dave playing a control game is really unfortunate at this stage in the game because if you play control against Han Green, you're probably going to lose that game unless you are stacked with Super Laser Blast. Han Green just has so many bombs, so much late game in the deck because it ramps. Going to see the Spark of Rebellion on Ewing there and follow up with the Ewing himself. We are starting to see this slip away from the Obi-Wan deck. That Spark into Ewing, showing the incredible ramp ability of the Han deck, having 9-10 resources and able to do a double play to not only limit the Obi-Wan's options, but then develop the board himself. Getting Ezra, it looks like Ezra Tech Greedo, really big plays here. So I know Dave's list is very light on removal, so this is going to be difficult for Dave to combat. Now that we're seeing Tech stick on the field, we are in the hyper late game, and now Logan has a second hand. That is his entire resource line, going up to 11 resources on the Han side of things. Obi-Wan has a regional governor, and then likewise a Hu Yang, potentially naming DJ with the regional governor there just to prevent the resource stealing now that Tech is on the field. So getting the discard there. Was that a discarded Ewing? Is that what I just saw? No. Oh, he's actually going to discard the Marauder. Okay. So yeah, going to see the Hu Yang here on the regional governor just to get, refill the board a little bit, redevelop the board. Han sitting on 11 resources with that Tech on the field. He's just waiting. He's just waiting to see what cards he wants to play. Han is in complete control of this match. It's really unfortunate for Obi-Wan. He doesn't play as much top end as the Han deck does, so this game is kind of slipping away, but it looks like we have a nice, shiny Luke Skywalker. Going to see that for 9 from hand to answer the General's Bladed Hu Yang. The attrition game is strong going into this third match. Han just attritioning the board, knowing that he has ultimate card advantage with that Tech. He knows that he can just grind the rest of this game out, and I know that Dave does not play home one. His top end stops at Luke and Ewing. So, and being that Logan has his own Luke on the board, at this point, it's not looking good for Obi-Wan. Oh, and it looks like, the players just having the ultimate damage and card advantage from the Han. Looks like the players just scooped it up. Dave knew he was down and out in that match, having lost it once the mid-game ended. So really unfortunate there in this top 8 match that Dave was not able to close out that game 2. Just an unfortunate sequencing there, just a sequencing error, but just showing how difficult Star Wars Unlimited is to play, and just simple micro choices between the order of operations of when you play your cards and what actions that you do can basically decide a game. So, top 4 going to Han, going to Logan. We are going to have to see if someone can take down this titan of the local meta that is Logan and his Han Green. And if you like this video and you want to see this finals match for the JAF Store Showdown, please hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, turn your dial to Random Number Gaming for the best match videos and commentary for Star Wars Unlimited.